Hey, it's weird because ever since I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with makeup. And I always wanted to put lipstick on, and I didn't know that it meant anything. I really, really hate. I think I would say that's the worst part about presenting is my facial hair. I'm so insecure about it. I didn't get it perfect this time. Eye okay. The lipstick really brings it all together.
My name is Robin Tran and I'm transgender, and that is a coincidence. Some people think that I transitioned for one pun. Let me just get disowned by my family for a pun.
I began my transition February of 2015. I am a comedian, I am a blogger, I am bipolar, and I am a blowhard. I like to shatter people's expectations because when people see me, they never think I'm gonna be funny.
Could everybody please give a big round of applause for my friend Robin Tran?
How's it going, everyone? As you can tell by the way I look, I've had a really easy life. I think most of you know because of the show, but just in case anyone here doesn't, I just want to get this out of the way. The answer to your question is yes, I am Asian. So I hope that we can get past it now. And
What's cool about the way I look is that no one ever says like, oh great, another one of these on the lineup, Like, I'm gonna stand out no matter what.
I'm a Vietnamese transgender lesbian, which means I am a triple minority. Which means if any of you call me a bad name, you'll go to jail for 50 years. So it's great. I get to be a protected eviction forever.
To me, it's like, it would be nice if maybe some of them went, hey, maybe transgender people can be funny, So like when I'm on stage, I can just vent all that out. I had conflicting feelings about my gender really, really early on in life. And I didn't know why. I was like, God, I think it would be great if I was a girl. I had an absolutely terrible childhood. I don't remember smiling once. My dad asked me like, why are you such a broken kid? You're a burden to the family. And it was really fucked up. A really fucked up childhood. You kind of have to unpack a lot of trauma, I think, to get over it. And I'm in the process of doing so now, and it's really, really hard.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Robin Tran. I don't know if there's a word to describe the relationship between the comedian and the audience, but I kind of see it as a thank you guys for coming out to see me. But if you guys don't laugh after a few minutes, I'm gonna try really hard not to cuss at you guys. The reason why I'm so angry is because I'm angry at myself, because you guys won't give me what I need right now. But every time I've ever yelled at the audience, I yelled at them because I felt like I wasn't good enough, and they made me feel that way. And so instead of fixing myself, I just went, you guys made me feel bad.
So they're trying to not be racist, but they're not succeeding. So when her dad met me, he goes, it must be really hard being a Chinaman. Oh, I'm sorry. A Chinaman American.
I think when I was Robert, there was a subconscious safety net, because Robert, when I look back at it, was a facade for other people to be comfortable. Like when I was Robert, I was a lot angrier. I don't really feel that need anymore. I think I was maybe overcompensating for something.
Like, I've heard a guy go on stage, there's nothing worse than a feminazi. Like, you know what's worse? Nazis. Just Nazis.
I get to be really honest with who I am on stage, and that's my favorite thing to do.
But I did lose my virginity to Kate Gary, actually, on January 5th, 2013, at 2:43 p.m.
I met Cate. Oh, Cate. Oh man, I love her so much. You know how sometimes like chemistry is hard to describe to people.
My name is Cate Gary, and I am a weirdo. I'm also a stand-up comedian. Being a woman's awesome, yeah? Yeah? No one's with me there. Okay, the two main perks of being a woman, as far as I can tell, free drinks and experiencing the miracle of childbirth. Which is funny, because as soon as you have the kid, the free drinks stop. And that's when you need them the most. It's a scam, people. You don't expect your boyfriend to tell you that she's actually a woman, but I wasn't surprised either. Around the time Robin came out, there were a lot of like transgender people in the news, and I would talk to Robin about it, and she would get angry. It was just like, why do they have to push this now? You know, like maybe in another lifetime I could have been a woman. And I was like, if you really feel that way, like why aren't you just a woman? And she would say, no, of course not, no.
And I came out to Kate the way any good partner would. I Facebook messaged her. And I wrote, hey baby, I'm a woman, I love you.
I was honestly relieved because we've been having a very tough time up until that. So when she finally said that was it, it was like a light bulb went off. Like, oh, okay, that was the problem we were having. I think the hardest part for me was I felt pressure to teach her about makeup and hair and fashion. And like, obviously I don't know what I'm doing with traditional woman shit. Like, that's just not my area. I know people hate this jacket, and I talk about it on stage because it's so distracting. People like get mad if I don't say something. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love your jacket.
Yeah, I almost believe. And honestly, I didn't know how I was going to react as the process went on, because obviously I'd never gone through that before. But I just told her like my first priority is that I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to figure everything out, and then we'll see what happens from there.
It was just my first dress that I ever wore.
This is your first?
This is my first dress.
Aww.
That's why I think this is why I have such. I was always wondering why I always want to wear this dress more than any other, because it's my favorite dress, but it's not my nicest looking one. It's just like the one I like the most. My first pink. There's also this. I like this blouse a lot, but always between like 5 or 6 different outfits. I have like 16 outfits, and I always wear like the same 4. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know, like whenever like my female friends always go like, oh, me too, I always feel like, oh my god, so I'm passing the woman test or whatever. So we're going to the Karma Lounge tonight in Los Angeles, and the show, the Unconventional Lesbian Show.
Yeah, it's our second time putting it on.
The story of Cate and Robin.
I had to bring this hoodie for the show. It's a very important part of it.
I think we have an interesting story that people want to hear.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if
People
I
always ask us how we met and what happened when Robin came out. Get back on Newport, so it's like a left out of this complex and then an immediate.
I think when I think about it too much, it overwhelms me. Like, oh, I'm gonna be on stage for like a full 45 minutes without a break.
This show we're really excited about because we're each doing half an hour sets, which is hard to do. So we wanted to like mirror how we interact in real life.
And I'm very good at filling up time and noise. Identifying as a guy for a long time, you kind of get this weird male confidence that everything you say is important. When I was Robert and I identified as a guy, in my head, I'm a white guy in my head, you know? I always, like, people have to remind me that I'm Asian. And I used to do the same thing. I used to go to mics at bars and just yell at the audience for not laughing. It's like,
pretty funny when you yell at people though.
Well, yeah, because I'm short and I'm Asian, you know? But they're yelling for the wrong reasons.
It's just very unthreatening. When
Yeah.
you're angry.
starts all again. She can't
Back.
get up
Sorry, you got it?
The combination of these drugs has left her hopeless and lost. She wants to count the ways, but she can't count again.
And right now, tell the story of us. I'm gonna bring up Kate Gary back up.
My first encounter with her, and this is back when she was Robert, we did this open mic at the Starlight Theater.
We would flirt with each other on stage. Never talked off stage. And you said something to me.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I followed Robin set, and then she killed, and just talking about being a virgin and no one would have sex with her. And I just went up on stage and I said, would somebody please deflower the comedian who went out before me?
Yeah.
I can't do everything.
I see her sitting at the bar, and I don't know why I had this burst of confidence. And I was like, I'm gonna ask her if I can buy her a drink. She's gonna say no, then I'll have a cute story to tell everyone that she rejected me. I sat down and I said, hey, can I buy you a drink? And she said,
I said yes, of course.
she said yes, and it really fucked me up. And I went, oh, okay, cool. So I paid for the drink, and then I ran out of the room, just leaving her with beer and confusion.
Didn't even say goodbye.
Didn't say
just
bye.
booked it right out.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, she just bought me a drink and left. And I remember thinking, like, wow, it's like she knows what women want. I just wanted this quiet drink.
Then 3 months later, I remember Kate tells me she wants me to come over that Saturday so that we can write together. I come to the apartment with this backpack like a little kid, and I look, and Kate Gary is sitting on the floor in her bathrobe, so stoned, just smoking so much marijuana. And I'm just looking at her like, oh, I guess we're gonna hang out a little bit.
I've been to many writing sessions. Never once has anything been written. I thought you understood that.
No, but my thing was like she didn't even have clothes underneath her robe, but I was like, I guess we'll talk for a couple hours and then we'll write, you know? It was so dumb. We had some very nice sex, and then
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
but what happened afterwards was that I had been so sheltered, and you know that from my set, that I was very overwhelmed by all that I had been missing out on. So I curl up the fetal position after I had sex, and I start crying, like just weeping. And then I said to Kate,
the world is so big.
I'm afraid to go outside of the house, and now people are always looking at me, and it takes a toll on you. Like if one or two people look at you, it's already kind of like, whatever, I can ignore them. But when it's like literally every single person, kind of makes you feel like a freak. Whenever someone asks me like, how far are you gonna plan to take your transition? I'll answer them because I'm a comic and I just answer everything, which is, I don't know. I have gone further than I ever thought I would at this point. I said my truth. I told the world, hey, I identify as a woman. And I had this fear, like, what if I never get the guts to like actually put a dress on? And then when I did, and I felt like, oh my God, this is who I am, and I felt this euphoria I never felt before. I had this feeling like, if this is all I ever do, then I'm happy with it. Everyone wants to be normal. So like when they see me, they might think, this isn't normal, this isn't how things are supposed to be. So I am more uncommon, and I think that's fine. Just because you're uncommon doesn't mean that you're wrong. If I did decide to get like hormones or surgery, I would want it to be on my own terms and not because people keep asking me. So at this point, I don't know. So I'm just gonna say no to all that until everyone shuts up, and then I can make my own choice later on down the road. There are moments in my life now where I will sit back and I'll just be, and I will realize I'm really, really happy right now. I read this chapter in this book, and it changed the way I looked at things, and it said strive to be imperfect. And I remember when I read that title, I'm like, what? This is fucking bullshit. What do you mean imperfect? I gotta be the best comedian I could be. And then you realize that perfection is like a man-made construct, you know, like it's not real. So do your best. and it's gonna be imperfect. And then you're like, I reached my goal of being imperfect, and you feel accomplished because you accomplished imperfection, you know? All of it is just to like, anything you can do to make yourself happier, I think it's like you should do that and put less pressure on yourself.
Yeah, like we're perfect for each other. Because sometimes Robin will look at me and go, like, Kate, I don't want to go out tonight because I just don't feel like I look like a woman. And I'm just like, well, I never do. You want to freak out the squares? And we do!
Yeah, we do.
We're a very offensive couple.
Yeah, very much
Just
so.
our existence offends people. And that is the story of Unconventional Lesbian.
So, thank you for coming out.
Despite all the pain I've been through, I'm really glad that I was born and got to feel this feeling of happiness right now.